Yet another overperforming budget set. Is it good? Well, yes, but is it worth picking up if you already have something like it? Well, that's something that we need to answer. Hey, awesome friends, I am Awesome Danny. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Kefine Klean. Kefine. Makes it sound fancy, right? You have to hold the box with the pinky out. Kefine Klean. What are we doing? First of all, just a quick thank you, HiFiGo, for sending this out for review. They didn't ask that I say anything in particular, just to give it an honest review. And I'm pretty sure they forgot I even have it because it's been here for a while. Just real life gets in the way, and you guys don't want to hear about that. You guys want to hear about the Klean, right? So like I mentioned, it is a good set. I actually quite like it, but let's go over the details so we can figure out if it's something that you even need to consider. Because I know a lot of you guys already have a bunch of IEMs. Right now on your desk, you're watching this on YouTube, and right in front of you, at least 3 IEMs. You know who you are. Joseph, I see you. So like I mentioned before, this is another budget set. Well, budget is relative. So this is $49. To me, that's quite a bit. Like, if I think budget set, to me, it's like 20 bucks, something I can, easily just buy without second guessing myself. $49, man, there's a lot I can do with $49, and I would rather do a lot of those things instead of gambling on a new IEM. But this IEM is a single 10mm dynamic driver set. It is built very well. Metal shell, accessories are pretty good. It's got like what you expect, the essentials. As far as the accessories go, you get a case, which it's a nice case. The cable's nice too. A little bit of memory, but nothing too bad, especially at this price point. It feels like it's built well. Like I mentioned, the body is aluminum, but there's also removable nozzles. For this review, we're going to stick with the tips that were already on the IEM, since that's the preferred tuning of the two. There's a little mesh filter inside of the nozzles. That's how you can tell them apart, because they both look the same, but there's a black mesh and then a silver mesh. We're sticking with the silver one. But also keep in mind, it having removable nozzles, easy access for you tinkerers out there. Easy tinkering here. You can tinker all you want, all you tinks. And the fit was fine. It's going to be different for everybody, but the IEM itself is on the medium smallerish side, and it's also pretty smooth and rounded. It is a little bit heavy, but that didn't really affect fit or comfort at all. And I use the stock tips. Stock tips are fine. Also, the design is quite simple. It's almost understated, but it doesn't feel cheap, and it doesn't look like cheap or tacky. They actually did a really good job with this design. I enjoyed it, even though it's not my usual preference. And that's the theme of this set. Not my usual preference, but I like it. All right, so it's time for some graph sniffing. Here is your graph. Go ahead and sniff it. Big, huge huff. And let's go over the sound signature keywords. All right, you guys ready for this? Your sound signature keywords are natural, weighty, confident, and effortless. So there you are, guys. Graph sniff keywords. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment, like the video, tell your grandma about it, tell your neighbor, your cousin. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the sound impressions. This set overall is warmer than my usual preference, but it still keeps everything well controlled, and that allowed me to enjoy it, even though it is not my preferred sound signature. There is good note weight and body all across the sound frequency, and it's even borderline lush. Like, it's not completely lush, warm and fuzzy, but it is almost there. So just past neutral to where it just gives it that extra weightiness. Both male and female vocals are in the mix. Pretty level with the mix, actually, so they don't really pop out and stand ahead of everything else, but there is enough clarity and definition to them where it doesn't feel too veiled, even though it is slightly veiled because of that bass that comes in. I wouldn't say it's muddy or bleeding in too much. It's just they're all competing for the same area. Treble overall is fine. It's actually some of my favorite single dynamic driver treble that I've tried probably this whole year. It does have that little bit of zing and sibilance that comes through on some tracks and with some vocals, but it's not always there. It's hit or miss, mostly miss. Most tracks are just fine. and the treble comes off as smooth. It is surprisingly airy. Like, there is a good amount of air here. Well, at least more than I expected with this sound signature. But on most tracks, overall, the sound is just pretty smooth, substantial, and well-rounded. And as for the cope set and broke set of this set, cope set you want to go for if you want to cope this sound but not spend as much. Broke set if you like this sound and want something better but similar, and you want to go broke over it. And some of you guys just have no self-control, do you? So cope set is really easy. It is the KZ DeFi, which you can get for like $5 on AliExpress. I've had like 11 of them, like not even kidding. I've ordered about 11 of them and they all been $6 or less, free shipping. DeFi sound presentation and tonality is very similar, except the DeFi has even worse treble. The treble is a little bit more coarse, less refined, and comes off as a little bit more sharp and uneven. Clean has better controlled bass as well. Just overall, it keeps it a lot cleaner, better defined, and doesn't feel as sluggish and bloaty. And as for the broke set, for you guys that, you know, like to make questionable financial decisions, if you want something like this, it's a little bit difficult. I haven't heard many sets that are more expensive than this that have a similar sound presentation, but one of them is the Binary Acoustics Dynaquattro. Dynaquattro comes off as darker though. It is darker, and the bass is a lot more substantial and it has a lot more body to it. Clean is something that you enjoyed, and maybe you came from a lighter set and you went, you know, to the darker or heavier set like the Clean, and you're like, hey, I enjoyed this change. Maybe I want to go further into that type of sound. Then Dynaquattro would be something you can look at. Go ahead and go demo that, or just buy it if you, I don't know, lack some impulse control. It is a very good set, upgrade all around, just a bit darker and a little bit bassier. But that's it, team. That is my review of the Kefine Klean. Pinky's out. As far as my rec rating goes, this is an easy, solid rec. $49, you get a full complete product, well built, well accessorized, everything you need right out of the box. You can buy this and leave the hobby, leave all the Discord servers, unfriend all the crazy people, and you're done. You can do that if you like the sound. That's always the last thing. The sound. Is it good? Yes. Rec rating 3. Solid pickup. Is it worth getting if you already have something else? Kinda. I feel like I can easily just go back to the KZ DeFi as my beater set, which I probably will. That is my current beater set. It's always in my bag and it's always with me. This might take the spot because it is better. I like it more, and I actually have no reason not to replace it, but we'll see. So go ahead and look at your collection, because you guys don't have just one IEM, I'm sure of that, and see if it has room in there, or if it can replace something, or do you really need it? All right, well, that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please consider liking and subscribing. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it's almost the end of the year. And if we don't hit 2,000, then Sunny's going to be very sad. I am Awesome Danny, and until next time, you stay awesome, friends. Bye.